the definitive top 10 Indian EVs of 2026. If you've been sitting on the fence, waiting for the EV market to actually mature before pulling the trigger, well, I'm here to tell you the future is officially here. The tech is way better, the prices are absolutely sharper, and honestly, the options are just incredible. 79%. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the explosive year-over-year growth in electric vehicle sales for just the first half of 2026 alone. We're talking over 1.48 lakh units sold. So yeah, that whole era of limited choices and having to make early adopter compromises, officially over. Indian buyers are snapping up EVs in record numbers, and they're demanding absolutely zero compromises. So with all these brand new cars absolutely flooding the market, how do we actually figure out which ones are the best? Well, we're using Motor Pulse's strict, totally objective criteria. They call it the 5 rules of EV value. We're judging these cars on usable real-world range, not just the lab tests, the actual on-road price, charging convenience, the reach of their after-sales service, and of course, the expected resale value. Because at the end of the day, this is about real-world ownership, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. The elephant in the room has literally always been charging. But rule number 3, charging convenience, is looking totally different these days. India's infrastructure has matured at breakneck speed. We're looking at over 29,277 public chargers out there right now. To put that into perspective, 91% of Indian highways now have a charger within 50 kilometers. Range anxiety, it's basically becoming a thing of the past, and that completely changes the game for how we evaluate these cars.
All right, let's kick off our countdown with the climb, ranks 10 through 6.
We're starting with a pretty fascinating contrast here. Coming in at rank 10, we've got the Tata Tiago EV. This thing is the undisputed budget champion. It starts well under 10 lakh, and it gives you up to 315 kilometers of claimed range. It is literally the perfect city runabout or, a great second car for the family. Now, on the flip side, at rank 9, sits the MG ZS EV. We're calling this one the proven dependable. Up to 461 kilometers of range, plus a super mature, feature-rich cabin, it's absolutely for the buyer who just wants a reliable, trusted EV without any of that experimental feel. Moving right along, we see 2 vehicles conquering entirely different segments. At rank 8, the Tata Punch EV is basically the sensible entry point if you're a first-time buyer, but you really want that commanding SUV stance on a budget. Plus, you get up to 421 kilometers of range. But then, look at rank 7, the Mahindra XUV 9S. Guys, this is a massive shift. We're talking about a premium 3-row, 7-seater that was actually designed as an EV from the ground up. It boasts an astounding 679 kilometers of claimed range. It just completely owns the family hauler category. No competition. Landing just outside our top 5, claiming rank 6, is the MG Windsor EV. Now, what's genuinely revolutionary about this one isn't just the whole lounge-like, ultra-spacious comfort thing. It's the BaaS, or Battery as a Service model. By actually letting buyers rent the battery, MG has managed to bring the entry price of this massive, premium vehicle right down into the 10 lakh range. It's a financial innovation that makes it an incredibly tempting purchase if you're looking for a really smart deal. Okay, here we go. We are now entering the top 5. The absolute heavy hitters of 2026. Keep those 5 core criteria in the back of your mind. At ranks 5 and 4, we've got this brilliant showdown of style versus familiarity. Rank 5 goes to the Tata Curvv EV. With its striking coupe silhouette and 502 kilometers of claimed range, it is a massive draw for younger buyers wanting to make a bold statement. But edging it out at rank 4 is the Hyundai Creta Electric. Why? Well, it takes India's absolute favorite SUV nameplate and electrifies it with 473 kilometers of range. You get unmatched badge trust and a deeply polished premium cabin experience that is just really, really hard to beat. And now, the moment we've been building towards, the podium, ranks 3 to 1. 683 kilometers. Yup, you heard that right. That is the class-leading ARI claimed range of our rank 3 vehicle, the Mahindra BE6. This born electric SUV is an absolute powerhouse. It's built for the buyer who wants serious presence, real performance, and a battery that literally just lets you keep driving. But honestly, the range isn't even the best part. And this brilliantly hits on our charging convenience rule. The B6 packs a massive 79 kilowatt-hour battery, paired with 175 kilowatt DC fast charging. What does that actually mean for you? It means you can charge from 20 to 80% in about 20 minutes. It fundamentally kills road trip range anxiety dead in its tracks. Seriously, by the time you grab a quick coffee and stretch your legs on the highway, the B6 is ready to hand you another 300 kilometers of real-world driving. Incredible. Now, for rank 2, we kind of have to look at the bigger picture for a second. Tata Motors holds a commanding 39% of the entire Indian EV market. And the crown jewel of that dominance, sitting very securely at rank 2 on our list today, is the Tata Nexon EV. Its high placement here is directly anchored to that massive market share. Why? Because it guarantees this incredibly mature, widespread ownership and charging ecosystem that the new arrivals just cannot match it. There's this quote from Mr. EV that perfectly hits the nail on the head. They call the Nexon EV the sensible center of the market. And it's true. It's India's longtime EV bestseller for a very good reason, guys. You're getting a 5-star crash rating, highly usable real-world range, and widespread service availability. It's just the safe, smart, all-rounder choice for families. For sure. But at the end of the day, there can only be one champion. The number one pick for 2026 is the Maruti Suzuki e-Vitara. This car ruthlessly ticks off every single one of our 5 core rules. First, it completely dominates in after-sales with India's largest service network. Second and third, because it's a Maruti, it promises lowest-in-class running costs and rock-solid resale value, which, let's be honest, are the exact 2 things early EV adopters used to really sweat over. Add to that our 4th point, a highly competitive 543-kilometer claimed range from its 61 kilowatt-hour pack. And finally, point 5, an incredibly aggressive starting price of just 15.99 lakh. It is, without a doubt, the strongest range per rupee proposition in the entire country right now.
Motor Pulse authoritatively summarized it like this, and I absolutely love this quote. They said it is simply the smartest EV buy in India, removes every traditional EV worry. And that's exactly it. The e-Vitara takes the whole concept of going electric and transforms it from this, experimental, early adopter leap of faith into a totally low-risk, sensible, everyday decision. You can buy it, service it, and eventually resell it with the exact same confidence as any traditional Maruti petrol car.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. We always obsess over the spec sheets, right? But with 91% of highways now featuring fast chargers, does maximum range even matter all that much anymore? Or is the true benchmark how perfectly a car matches your actual lifestyle? Look, whether you need the budget-friendly Tiago for your city commutes, the lightning-fast charging of the BE6 for those long road trips, or the bulletproof reliability of the e-Vitara, the 2026 market finally has a perfect answer for you. It's time to stop just staring at the specs and start looking at your daily life. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.